Before the pandemic, my classes were totally in person. They would be large sometimes they would be very well attended, lots of people together, in person, relatively close together, talking. And it was a live performance, there was a lot of energy in the classroom. I spent a lot of time moving around the classroom, going wherever students were seated.
I've been away from discussing books with other people in person for years and years and years, and I was very excited to come back. I'm very, very much looking forward to being closely engaged with other academics, other people that are interested in scholarship, and being able to just sit at a seminar table or in a big circle and talk about books and talk about lit theory in person and up close, and be able to get to know other people that share my kind of obscure weirdo interests.
So in general, the mood was quite good, and I did not appreciate yet that a class in person is something special. It's just normal to have a seminar and you sit around the table and talk about a text.
During most of the pandemic was the year preceding when I started school. There was a lot of uncertainty about whether or not classes were going to be in person or not over the summer while I was waiting to start. So I was anxious about whether or not we'd be in person, whether or not it would be safe to be in class. And then when everything did start and everything was entirely on Zoom.
So I was prepared to use Zoom when the pandemic started, but my classes were not prepared. I had one class that was devoted to going to physical sites around the region. We were reading things that we were reading things that referred to locations around, and all of our trips had to stop. When the next semester started during the pandemic, I started in the classroom and tried to make it available for students to choose what they wanted. I could record the classes, they could take the classes on Zoom, we could meet in the classroom, and with only one exception, almost all the students decided to never show up in the classroom.
There are several phases of the pandemic in a way. First, there was a big confusion, and we all left for spring break and expected to be back right after spring break. And of course, right during spring break, VCU shut down, everything else shut down. So there was a lot of confusion. Nobody had worked with Zoom before, so I would say the general mood was confusing. Not necessarily scared yet. I think neither the students nor I understood the severity of the situation.
As the pandemic kind of wanes and restrictions kind of loosen up a little bit, I've mostly felt fairly safe. I may have a misplaced overconfidence in the vaccine. I work on a box truck in my spare time. We had our one anti-vax guy get sick. Nobody who had been vaccinated got it from him. So that has kind of felt like a field test for the vaccine itself, and I feel okay about it. I do feel okay being around other people.
Now, I think it's even worse. A few students are willing to show up in one of my classes, but most students still want to be on Zoom. And so in order to accommodate all of those students, I'm meeting in the classroom with my mask on and staying on Zoom. So my students cannot see my mouth move in the classroom or on Zoom. I can't move around the room because I need to stay on camera. And the camera that I need to use in order to work with the sound system is a document camera. It's designed to show documents. It's not designed for faces.
Well, we're not quite after the pandemic yet, so that's problem number one. I'm still teaching virtual because the students wanted it. It's a senior seminar. The students did not want to come back to Richmond for those 4 months. It is definitely a state of it's a very tense state at the moment because we're planning for the next semester, and we still don't know what next semester will bring. Especially now for me as the program director of MITx, I'm very tense about the budget situation. So when I was, as I said, before the pandemic, my only worries was the budget. Will we have enough money to run the program? Now it's definitely the case, whereas I can really hope that we do have enough money, that we do get enough money from the university to continue our program.